to go anywhere. I could tell this. Remember how I said I'd never date a younger guy again? Well, girls, I hate to say it. I may stand corrected, but let me just tell you how this whole thing happened. My good friend was in town last week and she hasn't been to Vegas in a really long time. I end up asking her, well, have you ever been to Fremont Street? She's like, no, I don't even know what that is. I've never been there. She's always down to go anywhere. I could tell this girl we are going to the middle of nowhere and she'll be like, okay, what time are we leaving?
Nah, hold on, bro. You know what's crazy? A woman will sit there and create an illusion right in front of our faces, and she's going to want us to call her a baddie based on the illusion that she created. But if this same woman was to show her natural look, she will be ashamed. Like if you FaceTime her and her wig is off and her makeup is not done, she's gonna hide her face because she's ashamed to show you how she naturally looks. And to me, women like that scares me, bro. Because first of all, her makeup doesn't match her skin tone. Her hair is not real. Everything about this woman is fake. You don't even know how she actually looks. That's scary to me, man.
And I'm like trying to describe to her what the vibe is on Fremont. I'm like, basically, it's like if the strip was in college. That's what Fremont Street gives. It's a lot less uppity. It's very casual. It's a lot of people walking all over the place. The nuns with the yiddies out, the whole thing. That's the vibe of Fremont Street. She's like, okay, cool. We end up starting our night on one side of town. Actually, we were at the Durango. If you guys are familiar with Vegas, we went over there. I wanted to show her my favorite lounge and a speakeasy. And then we end up heading over to Fremont Street. Now, mind you guys,
let me tell you about an app called Free Cash. Free Cash is the #1 app worldwide, allowing users like yourself to make money off their phone for free. If you want to make $200 plus a week for free, download using my link in the description or the QR code on the screen. If you download now for free using my link or QR code, you will get a free $5 into your account for free. That's $5 for free, no requirements. So download Free Cash today to make easy, quick, and free money.
Dinner, we had margarita flights at Miho, and unfortunately for me, I was peer pressured and bullied by my homegirl Taylor. Yes, bullied into having a margarita flight, and I don't like margaritas. I like tequila, but I don't like margaritas. Well, I have a small bladder. Let me just say that. Ever since having my son, my bladder is this freaking big. If I drink a lot of liquid, I'm in the bathroom the entire night, and it's annoying for everyone involved. I didn't want to have a lot of liquid, but Taylor's like, come on, let's do it. I'm like, okay. We had 4 little margaritas each, and we fought for our lives to drink those margaritas, you guys. It was not easy. I say all that to say that we were both feeling good. We make our way over to Fremont Street. We are outside of Commonwealth, which is cool. I like going there once in a while. I haven't been there in years, probably at this point. The line was too damn long. I'm like, I'm not waiting in this line. Let's go next door to We All Scream. Now, We All Scream is definitely a place that skews younger for sure, but they have the type of music that I like. So it's like, you gotta pick. We can go to a fancy bougie place, but the music isn't gonna give. Or we can go to this place with a younger crowd and the music will give. And the night that we were having was like, let's just go have fun. You know what I mean? So anyway, we go to We All Scream and they have 3 different areas for dancing. We All Scream. They have a bar on the inside where there are like little sections. That music is more R&B and hip hop. You go outside, there's kind of like a backyard type of vibe. The DJ is like up on a perch somewhere and the music is kind of mixed and it was cool out there for sure. You have a bar on the end and then there's an upstairs as well. We were not in the state to be able to walk up some steps. So we're downstairs in like that backyard area and we're vibing, we're cooling. And honestly, in hindsight, it really...
I mean, shit. More makeup? It's like this shit don't stop with these birds, bro. And to me, the craziest shit ever, right, is the fact that a woman will create a mask and want you to look at her like that's who she is. That shit is crazy. A woman will go buy a fake ass and want you to look at her ass like if she was born with that ass. That's crazy to me, man. It's like, yo, be yourself. Love yourself. Let's start there, fellas. If you meet a woman, bro, and she's uncomfortable being her natural self, that's a woman who is suffering from low self esteem. That's a woman who doesn't love herself. And I'm just keeping it real, bro. A woman like that, unless she gets help, therapy, or something, there's nothing you could do to save a woman like that. Trust me. She's going to forever be empty. She's going to forever be searching for validation and for attention because she wants to be somebody that she's not. This is not how you look. Be yourself.
Felt like we were in a movie or something, and we are raw meat, and there are sharks swarming around us. That's what that's what it felt like. And so, the guys are coming on.
That's what I'm saying. Attention. That's what it felt like. Like we were raw meat and all the guys were swarming around us. That shit felt so good. This is a woman with low self-esteem, bro.
To us, they're talking to us or whatever. I am noticing that there is a guy who is in a group. It was three of them. He keeps looking at me. We caught each other's eye a couple of times, but nothing too intense. It really felt like every time I looked anywhere in his direction, he was already looking at me. If that makes sense. So by default, we made eye contact a couple of times. I'm not.
Of course, she's gonna make it seem like, yo, he was icing me the whole time. Every time I look at him, he was staring at me. Man, it's just crazy.
Into it. I'm distracted. Eventually, Taylor's my friend. She's like, let's go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, cool. After we're done with that, we go back outside for a little bit, and then we are basically ready to leave. So we go. Cool. After we're done with that, we go back outside for a little bit, and then we are. Taylor's my friend. She's like, let's go to the bathroom. I'm like, okay, cool.
Okay. Look at these little birds, man, working, bro, working their move.
After we're done with that, we go back outside for a little bit, and then we are basically ready to leave. So we go back inside. Just as we are getting ready to leave, they start playing more of the R&B stuff, the throwbacks and all of that, and that is exactly what we like to hear. So the DJ's doing their big one, they're playing good music, so we are just vibing on the inside. I see the guy whose eye I kept catching his eye kept catching mine, whatever. He is about to walk out as well, with his friends, and he gives me a compliment. I think he said that I look nice or my dress looked nice or something like that. I say thank you like I do to anyone who gives me a compliment, regardless of who you are, what you look like. If you give me a compliment, I'm gonna say thank you. That's just the way that I am. So he kind of stops and he's asking me my name. Am I having a good night? I'm like, yeah. Finally, he asks me if it'll be okay to get my number. I say, sure. The reason I say yes to the number is because I don't like giving out my Instagram because I don't like men to make assumptions about my life and my lifestyle based off of social media.
Damn, shorty, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? Who cares, man? It's she's trying to give us an explanation why she give a guy her number. These fake broads be killing me, man.
If we're going to get to know each other, we're going to get to know each other without you looking at my highlights and saying, oh, she travels a lot. She must be this type of girl, that type of girl. Look, don't worry about it, sweetheart. You'll find all that out later if we get to that point. Anyway, I give him my phone number because he was attractive. He was brown skinned and he had a nice full beard. He looked very masculine. He looked like a man. He's like, okay, make sure you text me back. But the way he said it sent a shiver up my spine, girl. I was like, oh, okay. He ends up leaving and then we end up leaving. Naturally, of course, he sends me a message. I respond back and he asks me if I made it back safely or to be safe, and I say cool. And then the next day he texted me good morning, and we've been talking ever since. I know you girls know what it's like to give your number or your social media out to someone that you're not actually interested in. When they hit you up the next day, you're like, who is this? You know what I mean? You're just like, ew. But it wasn't like that with him. I was actually kind of happy to hear from him because there was a pretty strong attraction from what I remember in my tequila brain. We had a 3-hour long phone call, which is not something I do. I'm very, very conscious of my time. I don't like for somebody to waste it. The conversation just flowed so well. In contrast to the other guy, LA, that I told you guys about a week ago or so. Unfortunately, he's just seeming a bit boring to me at this moment in time. And I don't know whether or not it's because he's shy. I don't know if he's nervous talking to me. That's kind of the feeling that I get. It's not flowing as well as I hoped with that guy. So then you have this guy who comes into the picture. I don't know. He's just fun. We laugh. I was blushing. I was giggling on the phone. And I'm like, wait, how old are you? So I literally sent him that in a text message. You guys, this man says to me, I'm 27. 27? Y'all, when I say my mouth dropped, I was like, OMG, LOL. And he was like making some emojis and then he was like, what now? And I was like, I'm breaking up with you. Because what do you mean 27? And obviously we're not together for me to break up with him. I'm just making a jokey joke. And he was like, already? And I was like, yeah, what are you talking about? And he was very much like, you're acting like I'm a YN. And I'm like, you are! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. And he's like, no, it's not that big of a deal. Like, if you got to know me, you would know that I'm very laid back. I'm like, oh my gosh. The last 27-year-old I talked to, I had to cut him off, girl, because he just had too much going on. So anyway, the point of the matter is I'm kind of looking at it as just something fun, even if I don't necessarily think it's going to go somewhere super serious. I don't know necessarily that we are on the same exact page when it comes to everything, and I do think that age plays a factor in that, but we're going to see. I don't know, girl. I don't know. Remember?
Look, fellas, here's the thing, right? When a woman is insecure, she's gonna wear a lot of makeup. She's gonna have a lot of fake hair. And as a man, there's nothing you can do to make a woman like that feel happy. That's a woman who is thriving in delusion. The delusion is forget how I naturally looks. Let me create a whole new face and put on this wig to top it off. Okay, now I look like a baddie. Now, mind you, a woman like that is probably a 5, but after she's done creating her illusion, she's gonna think that she's a 10 in her brain. So she's gonna navigate through life thriving in delusion. Now, the problem with women like that, fellas, she will always need attention. She will always seek validation. And a husband or a boyfriend is not enough to satisfy the amount of attention and validation she craves. A woman like that will be on social media. She's going to post everything because, mind you, she's searching for validation and attention from simps. Women like that will post a whole bunch of videos and pictures in hopes of simps getting under her comments and leaving her comments because that's her fuel. And it's best to keep away from women like that because a woman like that is very broken. She's forever chasing attention and validation because internally she's not who she portraying to be. And a woman like that, bro, sadly, but it's really no good. You got to find a woman who loves herself. You got to find a woman who wakes up and is naturally beautiful. Women like that are easier to deal with because they are not pretending. They ain't got to thrive in delusion. They could just be themselves. So, to avoid running into a low self-esteem woman like this who doesn't love herself, and regardless of how much attention you give her, it will never be enough. Get you a woman who is naturally beautiful. All right, fellas, be wise out here. Imagine him being in a hospital trying to deal with and the baby's coming out. Fellas, again, focus on yourself. That's what it is.